Relaxer grows my hair. This is a hill that a lot of ladies would die on. You can't tell them otherwise. And you can't blame them. When they were natural, it was as though the hair was not growing. They just kept struggling with it and all of that. Then they became relaxed and it was like, kumbaya. Now, hold on. I'm not saying relaxer grows the hair. Or does it? Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad if this is your second, third, fourth, fifth time of being here. I just hope that you've at least clicked that subscribe button, because sometimes when you've seen a creator's video a few times, YouTube will keep recommending it to you even though you actually haven't subscribed. So please check. That is your way of just supporting this creator. And if this is your first time, you are welcome, but make sure to also subscribe. So, does relaxer actually grow the hair? Again, when we talk about hair growth, I already tried to explain how to really think about it in this video. Hair growth is not the one where you people are always looking for products to use to help the hair grow. It's not farming like manure that you're putting in the soil for the hair to now start growing. No. Instead, it's the same way your nail grows. First of all, do you realize we don't even say, I want to grow my nails? You say, I want to keep my nails, because you know that your nail is always growing. You're not looking for some oil to put in your cuticles for the nail to grow. No, instead, you are thinking of how to protect your nails from breaking, because if you protect it for like a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, you will keep it till it is long. Basically, you're just keeping growth. You are not growing it. It's the same thing with hair. You can't grow your hair. I don't care what anybody tells you. You cannot grow your hair. You can only keep the growth. So when you understand that, you automatically first of all know that there's no product on the market that grows your hair. If there is something like minoxidil or whatnot, and I'm going to come to medications, I'm going to talk about medications one day and really break down how they work, the science behind them, while it seems as though they are speeding up hair growth, So if there's really something you ever use and it felt like your hair started to grow, the best thing that they did was whatever was hindering your growth before was what that thing just removed. But basically, you don't grow hair. You only retain what is growing. So, understanding that now makes you ask yourself, okay, how come I wasn't able to keep what was growing when I was natural, but I'm able to keep what is growing when I'm relaxed? Now you are getting where we are going. You see, I mentioned 5 things that cause your hair to break in my hair growth, community and journey. Yes, it's a paid access, 6 months, less expensive than what you pay every month for products that don't work. Okay, so, and it's currently half price, so you want to get in there. Listen, hair growth is a skill that every lady should have. You should not be saying some things in big 2026. You should not still be buying some products in big 2026. You can't even explain what you mean. You just know that this is what shall work for me. This is what happened to me. That's not science. That's not something you can explain to somebody else. And that's why there's so much rift. Because this person is saying, this is what happened to me. Oh, that's what happened to me. So hair growth is really a skill to have. And you want to get into that 6-month access to all the knowledge concerning hair growth. One of the 5 things I mentioned that breaks your hair is friction. Now, for natural hair, friction has a peculiarity. You see, the thickness, the voluminousness, and the curly nature of natural hair causes something to happen. It's called knots. When the hair is wet, it is stretched, it is straight. But the minute, wash day is over and it starts to dry, especially when you just wear your hair out, wash and goes, all of those things that, very lovely hairstyles anyway, or just wearing your hair in a fro. As it starts to scrunch back up, they scrunch up at different rates. So this one is wrapping itself around this one, around that one, and they begin to form what is called fairy knots or single strand knots. This knot, you can't loosen the knot. You can only rip it off. You can only cut it off. You can only break it off. So it's when you're trying to detangle or running your hand through your hair, or just eventually that knot will break off. This is a major reason for breakage in natural hair. Just that curly nature automatically causes this knot. Now, from what I explained, you can already use common sense to know that, okay, the one thing that can stop fairy knots is to keep the hair straight so that it dries straight. Whatever it is doing, it does it straight. If it's for me to use African threading or Bantu knots or heat, right? There are a lot of people that we call straight naturals, right? That's when you heat train your hair and always just wear your hair straight, right? And of course, last but not the least, is just doing it in a more permanent method, which is using a relaxer. And this is how you have completely stopped and eradicated this particular breakage that will happen to natural hair. So, did relaxer grow your hair? Or did keeping your hair straight stop this particular breakage and therefore you started to see more growth? Answer that in the comment section. Of course, not every natural hair person experiences this because they're not as crunchy. You know, we have different levels, 4A, 4B, 4C, 3A, even 2A. So some people don't experience this. But for people who this is one of the ways their hair breaks, you will automatically find relief if you use a relaxer, and you will think it is the relaxer that is growing the hair. But no, it is just that keeping your hair straight has kept your hair from forming this knot. So I hate to break your bubble, and yes, even though I'm relaxed, but it's not a relaxer that grows your hair. It's just the principle of keeping curly hair straight that prevents, you know, this fairy knots from forming, this automated breakage system from forming. And if you're able to keep that from happening with any other means, like African threading, Kiko, or heat training your hair, you will get the exact same results as using a relaxer. And of course, if you also choose this more permanent method of just getting rid of this breakage system, that's also fine. But it's just the principle of keeping the hair stretched or straight that has eradicated this breakage, not that it is relaxers, that product in itself, that grew the hair. Well, I hope this made a lot of sense. And if you are in for intelligent conversations around hair and the hair community like this, or just here for hair growth, once again, this is a channel that you want to be on. Catch up on 1 or 2 videos on the channel, and I'm sure you are absolutely going to love it here. Thank you so much for watching. My name is LZ, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.